Joining me from beautiful rural France, where she looks after her UK and international clients, is Sue Farrow. Sue is from the Spencer West Employee Benefits team, which complements the employment, tax and corporate departments. And she helps business clients with tax-efficient incentive schemes for their employees and executives. So it'd be really great to hear something about your background as a lawyer and your extensive experience in the employee benefits advice spheres.
Jonathan, thank you very much for arranging this event. I've advised on employee share schemes and equity incentives for approximately 25 years as of today. I trained and qualified in the city in London in a large international firm. After about 10 years there, I then moved to a slightly smaller international firm, but I was based down in the southwest of the UK. And for the last 4 years, I've been with Spencer West. My experience has been gained, as I said, in a number of international firms, and I have always specialised in employee share schemes and equity incentives. So I hope my experience is broad enough to enable me to advise a wide range of clients. That is what I do, and they are generally companies which range from startups right up to fully listed companies included.
And what was it about Spencer West that attracted you, having worked for some very large firms, some other top firms, obviously?
I think one of the drivers for my moving to a firm such as Spencer West was the ability to work remotely. My move to France obviously has proved that this works. The other thing that I very much is the autonomy that working for a firm like Spencer West gives. I can work for the clients that I choose to work for, and I can work on my own terms, which is incredibly helpful. Particularly in my case, I had a family, and it was really helpful to be able to spend a bit more time with them as they were growing up. And then now that they're off my hands, I can do whatever I want.
Absolutely. And very similar thoughts went through my head. But at the same time, there is a really top range of specialists within the firm that you can work and collaborate with where that comes about.
Yes, absolutely. A firm where collaboration is absolutely key. I work with colleagues, as you mentioned, my work complements corporate employment and tax. And so I work with specialists from all of those departments, and I get involved in all sorts of wide-ranging matters for a very broad range of clients. And that's, I think, one of the huge benefits of a firm like Spencer West, where we have a very large number of highly experienced and extremely good lawyers. And being able to work with such a broad range of people is immensely exciting, actually. And very much it enables me to broaden my own experience, actually, which definitely makes me a better lawyer.
Oh, that's excellent. And certainly one that those are all things I love about the firm myself as well. Going back to the employee benefits, I see this as a way of helping businesses enhance their performance, using reward schemes to improve the performance of their people. And what kind of schemes are available to help them with this?
So there's a broad range of schemes available in the UK in particular. So my work consists of helping companies incentivize their staff to stay. It's used as a retention tool, but it can also be used as a recruitment tool for startups in particular, where they are perhaps looking to recruit key players in their industry. Those key players very often will work for large companies that can pay them high salaries. Startups, generally speaking, can't do that. Offering some kind of equity incentive plan can be a very good way of recruiting the key players that are needed. So to that end, companies, particularly at the startup end of the spectrum, will be looking at plans such as EMI share option plan. So EMI stands for Enterprise Management Incentive. It's a plan that is used by very large numbers of companies in the UK. There are certain criteria that have to be fulfilled, which is why it's more suitable for smaller companies. But EMI options are extremely tax efficient, and they provide a statutory corporation tax deduction for companies as well in certain circumstances. So they can be very beneficial both for the company and also for the employees who participate. The great thing about EMI is the fact that you can use them across the broad spectrum of employees as well. They can be used not only for the senior leadership team, but they can also be used for more junior employees. The company wishes to recognise their contribution to the company. Other plans that are available as tax efficient plans in the UK. There's the company share option plan, less beneficial than EMI, but it's certainly very tax efficient. There's what's known as the SAYE plan, which is a save as you earn plan. And that one in monthly savings plus a grant of a share option. There's also the share incentive plan, which is more of a share acquisition plan than a share option plan, but that's highly tax efficient as well. So those are the main tax efficient plans which are governed by statute. There are a number of more unusual plans that are available which can also benefit from capital treatment, certainly under the current regime. One of them is growth shares, usually for senior people, and those involve the acquisition of shares by the people who are invited to participate, but it can get people capital treatment rather than income tax. And flowering shares are a variation on growth shares, which also enable people to benefit from capital treatment when they dispose of the shares. So there's a range of tax efficient plans available. And if required, I'm very happy to advise on any or all of them.
Of course. Now, you're obviously a real specialist in this very technical area. But truth be told, there are some people who you might suggest do dabble a little bit in this area. What are the pitfalls of that kind of approach to these plans?
I would say that particularly with the tax efficient share option plans that I mentioned, so EMI, the company share option plan, and SAYE, those plans, if they're not implemented in the right way, the individuals can lose the income tax relief that they would otherwise get, which has a hugely demotivating effect on employees and can lead to additional costs for the company, particularly in the form of employers' national insurance contributions, which, as we know, went up recently and can prove to be a real cost for the employer. It's important to avoid breaching the conditions that apply to all of these tax advantage plans.
Yes, so it's pretty drastic, getting it wrong in terms of the tax impact in particular. So in terms of your services, what sort of fee arrangements do you offer? What's your typical approach to charging with clients?
I very often will offer a fixed fee arrangement. I do capped fees, but if I'm working on a capped fee basis, then if the time spent comes to less than the cap, then I would only charge for the time spent.
Yes.
But fixed fee is the arrangement that I tend to prefer, mainly because it gives clients certainty and it's an easier way of actually agreeing on a fee rather than having an open-ended hourly rate arrangement, which tends to be unsatisfactory for everybody, really.
Yes. Oh, good to know. And I think it is very reassuring to clients to know what it's going to cost. And do you offer an initial chat, an initial consultation without charging, first of all, to get some sort of idea of the need that they have?
Yes. So I generally will offer an initial consultation, which can be anywhere from half an hour to an hour, depending on the complexity of the questions asked by the client and also complexity of the company involved. So there may be times when it's necessary to spend a lot of time delving into the structure of the group in order to be able to come to a view on which type of share plan might be best suited to the company. In particular, when looking at EMI plans, for example, there's potentially an issue to do with whether a company is controlled by an external party. And that can be tricky, particularly in the arena of private equity-backed companies. So that's something that needs to be looked into with care before working out which type of plan to go for. So yes, that would form part of the initial consultation.
Excellent. That's really helpful to know. And how do people get in touch with you at Spencer West? Need to, if they're interested in finding out what the options are.
I'm on the Spencer West website and my email address is sue.farrow@spencer-west.com. My phone number is also on the website, but my mobile number, if somebody wants to get in touch with me, is a UK number and it's 07858 355 219.
Thanks very much. So really good to get your insights into this specialist area and explaining how, when it's done, and I emphasize that these kind of schemes can be a valuable investment for business.
Yes, absolutely. Jonathan, it's been a pleasure speaking to you today and I look forward to speaking to you again soon.
Excellent.